Hey guys, welcome back for another video. This is going to be a how to swap the driver on your SVS PB4000. It's going to be very similar, just different parts for all of the large SVS subs. So this is a outlet sub that I got over a year ago, almost a year ago, somewhere right around a year ago. And it started making a funny little noise just under extreme excursion. It kind of sounded like you were just touching your fingernail to the driver while it was playing. So I sent a quick little video over to SVS support, and they very quickly said, yep, that's a bad driver. Are you comfortable doing a repair? If so, we can just send you the new part right away. I said, sure. They did send me the list of what you had to do. It looked very straightforward, and they got it out on the way. It arrived. Let's do it. So here's the repair kit. You get not only the new driver, and it is extremely heavy. It's north of 60, 70 pounds. You'll need at least one other pair of hands to do this job because somebody's going to be holding two handles to lift this thing vertically up while somebody else disconnects the speaker wires inside. But the kit is everything you should need to do the swap. First of all, you get new screws and you get a bit. It's a small square drive. That's used for both removing and installing new ones. Now the instructions didn't specifically, I believe, say to install the new ones, but I'm going to since they included them. And then these handles are just two pipes that somebody drilled out with the appropriate span so that we can use these like that and screw these longer pieces, which have knurled ends, into the speaker. Now the problem is, whoever they put in charge of drilling these did a crappy job. And this doesn't line up. So that didn't work, and I had to go to the garage, and luckily I have tools, and drilled out the appropriate located hole so I can actually use it. But note, if you don't have tools, you might run into that. I emailed them, and I told them they need to check all their inventory, because that's no bueno. They also give you a tap, and this is simply to clean the threads once you take the old driver out to get off any rubber or paint or anything that may be still in the threads, because these do go down into captured nuts that are in the cabinet, and you just want to make sure it's clean. So now I have to start by just removing all the screws with the square drive, and these go back in by hand. It's also important to note, they said do not put a lot of downward pressure, pressure on these while you're running them in or out, because you might push the captured nuts into the cabinet. So I'm just pretty much resting the drill on it. These have almost no torque on them, just hand snug when you put them back in. Well, this is just ridiculous. After fixing the misaligned hole, go to try to thread them in, and one of them's not even spaced right. Alright, so there's no easy way to do this. I'm going to have to use one handle. What I'm going to do is use a couple bead breakers, just something solid, steel. I'm going to wrap them in towels here, lift one side up, slide that under, catch the lip, work my way around, either use the handle over here or just use my fingers, pry it up, get the other down there. That should give me enough clearance to get my hand down in there and disconnect the wires. It doesn't look like they're very long. They're spring-loaded, so as long as I can just get my fingers in there, I should be able to get them out. I did pull it up to take a look, and it doesn't feel like there's more than a few inches of slack, so not going to be easy. I was afraid of. It's not very stable. Plan B. Put the handle on the bottom where the wires are and see if I can just do it with one hand. Barely. So here's a look at the guts. This ring here supports the vast majority of the sub. The outer ring here, which normally does, I mean, it's super thick. It's a good inch, at least, MDF. But the magnet structure is the 50 pounds of it. So this inner brace here is taking the brunt of the weight. They do have some good anti-vibration everywhere. Lots of padding. Very thick. Did take care of the resonance very well. And there is hardly any slack to the cable. That's the connector right there. Just comes straight up and then ends right here. So you only have that much play. What you saw me lift it was the limit of the cable. So I was trying to press up on that spring with one finger and trying to wiggle this out with the other. And they do use 2 large cables to each contact, and they appear to be silver. So it should be a little easier going back in, and it's just held by spring tension into the driver itself. So reverse should get us installed. All right, now I'm going to run all the rest of them in. Definitely at least start these by hand. I would suggest just using a hand driver to put them back in. It's fine removing screws like this with a power driver, but really not safe in case it actually slips to put them back in. And it is absolutely impossible to reattach those alone, because once you get the driver down in place, those wires go completely under the lip. So somebody has to hold them while you even put it near position. Okay, we're getting there. Okay, swap done. Let's get it back down on its feet and make sure everything at least functions. Okay, back in business. Good to go. Sorry this wasn't a straightforward how-to swap, but I don't make what happens. See you guys next time.